Hey everybody, welcome to the Tax Show for People Who Owe. I'm Dave.
And I'm Phil.
And today we're going to be talking about what you should be doing at year end. And I'm not talking about racking up your credit cards. Well, should be spending time with your family, but most importantly for us and for this show, you should start to be preparing to do what, Phil?
Filing your taxes.
Filing your taxes. I know that's the last thing you want to think about right now. 2021 filing season was one of the most difficult tax seasons we've ever had for practitioners and taxpayers alike. And there was many things we learned, and we're going to cover some of those things today to help you have a successful tax filing season. So Phil, what are the main lessons we learned?
We learned primarily to interact with the IRS digitally, whether it's e-filing your return or even submitting your payment, not through a physical check, but electronically through one of their pre-approved methods.
So Phil, what happens if I choose not to go digital with the IRS?
Well, I don't know, and that's the thing, right? You introduce a lot of unknown variables, whether it's delay in processing your return, delay in processing your check. Timing is everything, and the mismatch of timing when you're mailing something, there's a lot of things you don't control.
Okay, so we could have some people who may be waiting for their refunds for months, money they need, money that may be paying their bills without giving a month. So Phil, the digital interaction, how can I do that as a taxpayer? What are some of the things you suggest to interact digitally with the IRS?
If you're using a tax preparer, be sure to e-file. If you're using a DIY software, make sure you e-file. I know it's tempting and maybe some people feel nostalgic about putting a stamp on the envelope, but we're in the 21st century, David, and I think now more than ever, and especially in this upcoming tax season, filing electronically and paying electronically is going to be very critical.
So your biggest chance of success this tax filing season is to interact digitally. Phil, there's also some key forms that taxpayers need and information they need to have an accurate tax return, which will keep the tax return from being shifted to a manual review.
Right.
What are some of those forms? Cover those for us, please.
So you should be used to the 6475 that you received last season, which covered the amount of EIP payments you received. On top of the 6475, we have the 6419. Now, what the 6419 will outline is the amount of advanced child tax credit payments that you received for 2021. You're going to have to reconcile this on your return. And if you don't do it properly, you're going to get a math error notice.
Wow, and what would happen then?
They'll have to make the adjustment. You might end up owing when you thought you were at zero balance, and that's the last place you want to be.
Most importantly, it's probably going to delay your return for weeks, potentially months, because that's going to trigger a manual review. We don't want your refund held up. We don't want you to get a confusing notice about a tax year you thought you handled. So please, we ask you guys to interact digitally. Now, the IRS came up with a great advancement on their authentication process to help you create an online account and interact with them digitally. Phil, do you want to cover that a little bit?
Yeah, so if you don't have an account, and more importantly, if you didn't say that letter or got any letters, you can still get to this information. And so IRS is partnered with ID.me and to help authenticate your identity, to gain access to your information. So you can gain access to the EIP portal, the ACTC portal, as well as your IRS account. The IRS account is what you want when you're going into tax season so that you can give your preparer everything they need to prepare your returns accurately.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of confusing acronyms been thrown around here today. If you guys need help with anything regarding this tax season or any other tax matter, feel free to download our app and request help that way. Phil, any other tax tips for taxpayers who are filing this year?
Yeah, some important tips. Keep all your books and records, and make sure you sign up for your IRS account. And lastly, file and pay electronically this upcoming season. But last but not least, don't forget to do something.
Do something. We want you to have a successful tax filing season. Enjoy the end of the year. We'll see you next time, everyone. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. Be sure to like
and subscribe
to all of our YouTube videos. And if you need more information on Optima Tax Relief, please go to our website, optimataxrelief.com.